Falcon fans, and of course, good old first place in the NFC South, Falcon fans. You already know what it is. You already know what to do. One time for the fan. Back again, talking Falcons football with the diehard Atlanta Falcon fans. Episode 257, Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcast, Amazon Podcast. Terry, felt like forever since I last said that. Because
Yes,
it's been a
sir.
few days.
Yes.
Um, since I've talked to you all here on One Time for the Fan. Big shout out to everybody here checking in, everybody that's watching, everybody that's listening. Google us, man. One Time for the Fan. We just out here making sure Falcon fans have a place for them to speak, man, to their opinion about the Atlanta Falcons and what they think this team is going to do this season, and so on. Terry,
What's up?
how's everything going for you, sir? Big shout out to Kerry. Big shout out to Bodie 3000.
Oh,
The
day
T-Will, I know you've been super busy since the last time we talked. What was that? Breakfast with One Time for the Fan was our last show
on Friday. Yeah, man. Yeah, a
on
lot of things
Friday.
going on. So we've added a Monday morning show for my ATL Sports One, and our initial maiden voyage was pretty good. It was good times, a lot of fun. And we're gonna keep doing it and see where it goes. So, yeah, man, just doing that. You know what I mean? Been on a couple of podcasts and just trying to stay busy in this Falcon world, man. But we didn't
Terry,
come here to talk about ourselves. We came here to talk about these Falcons, Jack.
You are everywhere right now. I know Falcon fans are excited. First place in the NFC South. Terry, we're going to get to that in just a minute. Kirk Tober is real here, Falcon fans. So tag your Falcons friends. Tell your Falcons family that One Time for the Fan is live. Big shout out to the Rise Up Tour fan club too as well. I know y'all out there enjoying your week, your victory week. The bus trip down to Tampa was a success. Big shout out to everybody who was on the bus. Big shout out to everybody who pulled up to the party Saturday night at Riveters too as well. I want to go over a little bit about Falcons, my birthday weekend, Terry, in Tampa, which was an excellent time for not only myself, but for other Falcon fans who attended the game Sunday. And Terry, yourself, who watched the game at your house on Sunday. I'm talking about Falcon fans are super excited now about this team that Terry, man, we got something, man. We got something here in Atlanta. And that's why I had to go ahead and talk about this tonight, Terry. Are we really about to outrun the NFC South, man? We talked about this.
But I just want these Falcons to take it easy on my heart. Falcons, I've had some issues. Okay, can we just get through a game where it's not in peril and we're not saying to ourselves, Jesus, it's gonna happen again? Like, whoa, man, that game. Oh, buddy, that game right there. But our Falcons pulled it out, Jack, and woo! I felt like I'd gone 2 hours on the treadmill, Jack. Not gonna lie, it was a lot, bro. It was a lot. How were you feeling? You were there. You were in the stands, Jack. How are you feeling?
Falcon fans, hit that like, hit that share, hit the subscribe button. Let's talk quickly about Falcons Bucs. After we did the One Time for the Fan morning show, the breakfast show, on Friday, went ahead, picked up the car, picked up the homie, drove down to Tampa, had a great time, just talking with Falcon fans on the way. Of course, we're in a lot of group chats and everything, so fans are excited about, going into that game because you need to sweep the Bucs. Everybody knows that your team is that good that you can go down there and sweep the Bucs. So this is leading up to Sunday. Friday night, went out, Ybor City, got a chance to see what's going on down there in Tampa. Of course, Tampa's still Tampa. Hurricane went through like a week before and affected some areas, but not too much. But Saturday was nice, man. Woke up, got a chance to celebrate my birthday with some Falcon friends. Of course, the Rise Up Tour fan club, the bus showed up around like 2 or 3 to the host hotel. And big shout out to every single person on that bus. It was a full bus, Terry, heading down to Tampa, man. So big shout out to everybody from the Rise Up Tour fan club. But, man, Saturday night turned up at Riveters. So big shout out to Crew Life down there in Tampa. That's like the Tampa Bay Bucs fan club. I don't know if it's like their official fan club, but of course, a lot of these fan clubs don't really get the official sponsorship from the team. But big shout out to Crew Life for helping to host the party with the Rise Up Tour fan club. We had a great time down there. Of course, we packed it out. Everybody had a good time. Then we went back down to Ybor City for a little bit because Ybor City is kind of like their like downtown Atlanta, kind of like their Buckhead. You know what I'm saying? Like their Edgewood bar district type of thing. So it's like some, bars and that type of thing to do over there. So hang out over there for a little bit. Then Sunday, the big day, went down there to the stadium. Terry, you saw it. Got the pregame field pass early in the morning. So I was able to get down there to the field around like 11:45, 12 o'clock. Got a chance to chop it up with some of the coaches, some of the players, which you guys I'm pretty sure you guys probably saw that on the Instagram for One Time for the Fans. So big shout out to everybody that's following the Instagram page. Every moment, man, you look, is this something different? You see me over there talking shit to the Tampa fans, or we're scoring a touchdown. Big shout out to Carrie, Miss Carrie, who was down there game 2 as well. Carrie's like undefeated at away games.
Yeah, he was
So
telling
we
you.
need,
I
we need
saw.
Carrie at more games.
Yeah, we do. We do. We need Carrie, especially at the away ones.
Big shout out to Carrie coming by over there to where we were sitting right there behind the bench too as well. But big shout out to the Falcons, man, for putting on a great performance from beginning to end. The Bucs fans, they don't have Brady no more. You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit different. They kind of believe in Baker though. I talked to a lot of Bucs fans out there that said, Baker is probably the guy that can get them, over the hump and lead them in the right direction. But then again, Sunday, there was some fans that were really upset with Baker from staying in the pocket and not using those, his mobile skills like he did in Atlanta that time. That was able to pick up some yards and extend the play. A lot of Bucs fans mentioned that. But Terry, overall, the weekend was great. Let's go to Falcons Buccaneers now. I know a lot of fans here in the chat are excited to talk about the Falcons Bucs game. And I know it's Victory Wednesday. I know you guys celebrated Victory Monday and Victory Tuesday. But Terry, when you're a Falcon fan, you celebrate all week.
That you do, sir. That you do. That's a fact, Jack. Hey,
all week.
I saw a picture with you and Mike Bell from 92.9 The Game. What?
Hey, let me tell you something. Yeah, look, let me tell you something. Big shout out to Mike Bell. Let me see if he still has the picture on his page. Yeah, he still has a picture on his page. I'm going to go ahead and pull it up right here. But big shout out to Mike Bell, man. Where I was sitting at the game, Mike Bell wasn't too far from me. He was like a section over. But when I tell y'all how much of a diehard fan I am, if you sit with me, if you're around the area, you see the back of the jersey. It says Jack Spade on the back. But I'm a diehard fan. Sometimes I don't even sit down. And you can see that at the away games. I'm lit. So, of course, when Jesse Bates punches the fumble out to start the game, right? We go down there and score. Oh, my God. How did this happen? You got to turn up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And then the alcohol starts to kick in around second half where it's like, oh, I'm about to fuck you and fuck you. But for the most part, I'm a respectful fan. I talk to the people around me. I talk to the fans around me. I let them know that there's no problems with, I'm not going to, cuss out any kids or anything. You know what I'm saying? Or even there any kids around there, I still wouldn't disrespect the fans over there by having security called on me. What I do in fun, right? So you're not going to be upset if this fan is standing up cracking jokes, but he hasn't really disrespected anyone otherwise than the team. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm not personally going at people as a fan. But Terry, you saw in Philly, I talked about it. I was cool with the Philly fans. There's no problem. I'm going to New Orleans next week. There's going to be no problem. Me in Vegas at the end of the year, there's going to be no problem. Want to know why? Because I know how to interact around the fans. Now, the game was exciting. So, of course, for Mike Bell, and I am going to pull up the picture, every time we score, every time there's a big turnover, every time there's a big possession, me and Mike Bell kind of look toward each other and crack some jokes, you know what I'm saying? But we're having a good time. I'm sure Mike Bell over there had a couple beers. Of course, myself had a couple drinks. But you could tell Mike is a fan of the game, right? Every moment, the cheering, the celebration, the oohs, the ahs, it happens from all the fans. So big shout out to Mike Bell. Let me go ahead and pop this up on the screen. I'm gonna go ahead and reach out to Mike Bell too as well. See if we can get Mike Bell on the channel. We had John Freaky on the channel from 92.9. Yep. But yeah, man, the homie Mike Bell, man, 92.9, man. So he walked over. He was like, man, let me get a picture with you, man. You goddamn, you turning up out here. You really turned out here. I said, man, this is what I do. Then I showed him my Twitter. And he was like, you One Time for the Fan? I was like, you Mike Bell? So, it's kind of like the Spider-Man meme. Like, what the hell?
Right.
But he was having a good time. He was there with his friends too as well. And Mike, once again, as a fan, as you know, like I'm a fan of like myself, there wasn't any disrespect from Mike or, to him, to any fan base. And it was the Tampa Bay guy next to us who just kept giving me the finger every minute. He was really pissed. But at the end of the game, he came over, he took a picture, saying he talked with us and everybody was sitting in our section. And we had a good time when we went home. Right. But Mike Bell, big shout out to Mike Bell from 92.9. Him and Carl, they have a great show over there. So you guys get a chance, go check that out. I'll reach out to Mike, see if we can get Mike on the channel. I'm sure he's going to be in New Orleans because he was turned in Tampa. But what's going down in New Orleans too as well. We have the parade, and a lot of fans keep talking about it. I see some fans keep mentioning it in some of these social media posts about where is the parade in New Orleans? Where's the parade? I'll post that information here shortly. But let's get to the chat before we talk Falcons Bucs here. And then we have to talk Falcons Cowboys for just a minute. But guess what, Terry? We do have breakfast with One Time for the Fan Friday morning, right? 9 a.m., 9-ish, we'll say, right? And we're going to have a good time. I have been speaking with Chef Matt, too, as well, for the New Orleans podcast coming up next week. I'm going to be down there in New Orleans for the New Orleans podcast. Chef Matt, we're going to do the Chef's Corner, right? We talked about how we're going to do it. So big shout out to Chef Matt for reaching out to me to find out how I want to do this Chef's Corner situation, right? Because he's a busy person. Chef Matt has a lot going on. I'm sorry, Senior Executive Chef Matt has a lot of stuff going on. Let's catch up with the chat. I know you guys are lit. I know you guys are live. And we'll go ahead and talk some Falcons Bucs here. Terry, get your thoughts together, man. I want to know how you feel about that game shortly. Falcons family and all the one-timers in the chat, and of course the panel. How are y'all feeling this evening? Oh, yeah. Cool, missed another one. Hashtag damn Jack. Hashtag one-timers. Hashtag the fan club. Let's go over Cool quickly. Let's do some hot takes, right? Let's make some waffles here. Terry, Cool. There's a lot of fans that's saying, hey, we love you, but you can't be doing that in situations where, bro, you just kicked a doggone 90-yarder on the Saints a couple weeks ago. Now you go miss a doggone, you know what I'm saying? Like, how do you do this? Like that kick was given to you. Like it was right there. It's a field goal that most kickers can make. And some fans are upset because you gave the Bucs another opportunity, to drive down the field. I know Koo was upset. Of course, a lot of fans would be upset. He missed the kick. But big shout out to Koo because he has done a lot for this organization too as well. But Terry, your thoughts quickly on what Dre is saying about Koo missing the kick.
It's like a pitcher who doesn't know where his fastball is going. He can throw it 98 miles an hour, but he doesn't know if it's going to hit the batter in the ear or if it's going to be in the outside corner. And I really feel like there's something off with his delivery, right? So here's the thing. Whenever you kick a ball, most soccer style kickers or most kickers, the ball is going to veer either to the left or right. It's going to move. Most balls do not go straight. The problem with Koo is, you could tell he was anticipating for that kick to go left because I think he kicked it from the right hash. So he's expecting it to go left, then bend back right, and it went left and bent. I'm sorry. He's expecting it to go left and bend back right. It went right and then bent right. And that's got to be something with his delivery. You know what I mean? If kicking field goals was easy, everybody would do it, but it's like a hitter whose timing is off, right? You think it's simple to get up there and hit a ball coming at you 98 miles an hour. It's not. There's so much that goes into a swing. There's your stance, there's your load, there's your fire, and something with his delivery is off. That's all. Because we've seen that. We've seen it. It typically happens from the left hash, right? You got a left and a right hash. But we've seen this a couple of times this year, and I think his delivery is just off.
Hey, and there's your Tito's. Big shout out for everybody that gave me the happy birthday over the weekend too as well, man. Thank you all. I have to give a big shout out to all the Falcon fans. Y'all really made me feel good over the weekend, man. From my family to my friends, even to the Falcons too as well with that win, being down there on the field, talking with the coaches and everything. Like, thank you all for the birthday love. Terry, are you kicking the can on Koo or are you cool with Koo?
Did not expect that. Okay.
He takes the drink and was like, shit. Did not expect that one.
Went down the wrong pipe. Okay.
Kicking the can on Koo or you cool?
Making this, I'm cool with him. I'm not ready to give
cool with Koo.
I'm not ready.
Cool with Koo.
Yeah. Not ready to give a bonus. So
April Thomas in the chat. What up, everyone? Big shout out to April Thomas in the chat. Deshaun Coswell. What's up, one timers? Why are they called the Falcons?
I
Terry?
guess we're gonna find out. I have no idea. You got me on this one. I have no idea where he's going.
Deshaun said, "Who inspired Paul McCartney?" Yeet. Get some. Big shout to Chase in the chat. Chase Cravey,
What up,
DFU, is in the building. Chase Cravey is here.
what up,
Karina Atkins is in the chat.
Karina?
Hey, fam. Big shout out to Karina Atkins in the chat. Drake Shoe Statements, talking Falcons football. Said, two, I've been seeing you put in that work. Sir, keep grinding and representing. Let me tell you something. It feels good to know that, the podcast that we have here, One Time for the Fan, you know, is welcomed by everybody, from all fans to other content creators to even people who want to become podcasters right now have reached out to me and say, Shaq, how do you do this? How does it work? And it's fun. Do it. Have a good time, right? But this guy, wait, the hell? This guy right here, T Will, man, this guy's been grinding. I see this guy's been grinding. When I tell you about just his delivery with talking sports, and of course, there's no Braves now. Who knows when you guys can be talking Braves again?
Yeah, man.
But Falcons, Hawks are back in action. Hawks actually were leading a couple minutes ago, Terry. I don't know if you even have the update on that.
It's 103-106. They ain't leading anymore.
Well, I guess you'll talk about that on the next show.
I
But he brings the content I think you guys would love. So if you guys haven't heard of T Will with For My ATL Sports with his crew, with Ron and C Dub and Lisa Shepard and Tiff and Jabri, they have, like, Terry is working the network right now. Look, the computers are off behind him, but they'll be up soon, right? But Terry knows what he's doing, and big shout out to Drake Shoe Statement for this comment, because Terry definitely is putting in a lot of work out here. Rare Mel is in the chat. You say, yo, what's happening, man? Also, big shout out to them dogs too as well. Georgia looking good. Ever since that Alabama loss, Georgia been looking good. Ever since that Vandy beat Bama, Bama ain't looking too good. But
they lost 2 now, right? They lost 2.
Yeah, Bama's done. Even I was sitting with a Bama friend of mine at the Tampa Bay game Sunday, and she was like, Bama's moving up. The AP poll came up. Bama's up 1. Up 1 spot. What are y'all, like 17 now? Like, oh no, we're 14.
Yeah.
All right. Enjoy being past 10. That shit sucks.
So there's no SEC East and SEC West now, right? They combine it as just the SEC. Correct?
Big shout out to 3 Dirty in the chat. Has our offense shook the no preseason play for the ones? Man, we're looking good out here. The ones are looking good. I can't wait for them to start going back into their depth chart and getting some players, some more PT when they need to start resting these players. Because Terry, it's possible that we might be talking playoffs in about 30 days. And I'm talking about, you're looking good, Terry. We can go 6-3 on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
You can go down to New Orleans and be 7-3.
Mm-hmm.
You can go to Denver and be 8-3. You can go into that bye week and come out that bye. There's a possibility that you're going to reach your 10 wins before you even hit Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the Christmas present, Falcon fans, knowing your team could be in the playoffs before Christmas. Your playoff ticket email could be coming out in a matter of days. Why? Because you got to lock in those playoff tickets early when you're a top seed, Terry.
Tranquilo, Jack. We still got to play the Vikings. We still got to play the.
All right, Terry. Okay.
Still got to play the Chargers. Whoever.
All right.
Still got to play the Broncos, who have a great defense. So I mean, you're right, Jack.
You're right. We got to play the. We got to play the Panthers again. Okay, I understand.
I understand. Look, you ain't got to worry about the Panthers.
I understand.
They may as well go home now. They've already mailed it in.
I just need the Panthers to beat the Saints Sunday, and then sell the team. So when we go down to New Orleans, here's the cool thing, Falcon fans. Tag your Falcons friends, tag your Falcons family. The Panthers some way somehow beat the Saints Sunday. The Falcons go down there to New Orleans to honestly probably mathematically eliminate them from playoff contention. That would be a 8-game losing streak if we beat them. They'll be 2-8.
That'd be a rough time in the Falcons Saints chat, is what that would be.
Oh my God! There's a chat. Can somebody invite me to that before the game starts? Sheesh. Working on my field access for that game. But big shout out to Ramel in the chat. Big shout out to everybody in here talking Falcons football. DA Hunter's in the chat with the one time. Big shout out to Carlo Wiggins with the Did y'all cop the Outcast hoodies. Terry, did you see the Outcast hoodies?
I did see him.
They sold out in minutes, Terry.
I believe it. I believe
people have Falcons fever.
I believe it. I do. They're sharp, you know. They're outcasts.
Let me go ahead and bring this up. Terry, what you think about them?
I like them. As the young folks say, they're fire.
He said they're fire.
Fire, the young folks say. You know. Now that 54-year-old Terry is saying it, they probably don't want to hear it anymore. They're probably like, "Oh, that's old, dude. We're on to something else."
Terry. No, I don't think people say that, Terry. I think you've grown your channel pretty good that people want to hear what 54-year-old Terry has to say. Because Terry, you can talk about the Falcons back from the 60s. That's why it's good to have you on the podcast. You've been watching these Falcons. Bronny's first NBA points. What? What's it like game 9 right now? What is it, like 7th game? Jesus Christ, send him back to the D League.
I thought they sent him to the G League. He's playing.
I don't know. I just got the notification. It says Bronny's first NBA points. That is weird. And of course, Sports Center, they're going to dedicate a whole 30 for 30 on it. Bronny's first NBA points. Terry, you can talk about the Falcons to where 1973, 1978, 1989, 1994, 2003. There are Falcon fans that can't do that. When it comes to Falcons trivia, I need you on my team. So, when it comes to just being a fan, you can kick it to so many fans in different lights. You can talk about the Claude Andrews era. You could talk about the William. You could talk about the Barkowski.
Steve Barkowski.
Right? You could talk about even going back to Keith Brooking. You can go back to give me some more names, Terry, because you out there, man.
Chris Miller, Chandler, Jamal
Anderson. Let's go back to the 80s, Terry.
Oh, okay. What was that dude's name? You got me now.
Dave Archer.
Dave Archer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we can't talk about.
Go back to Terrence Mathis. I mean, Terry, you've been out here, man. You've been in them streets. You've been in them Falcon streets for a while,
man. Streets.
So it feels good to have you on the podcast, man. You definitely know what you're talking about when it comes to Falcon fans, or Falcons football. Dan Burst, he said, "What up? One time, NOLA gonna be great next weekend." Oh my gosh, Terry, you got fans in here already talking about going to NOLA next week, man. I'm talking about the Panthers some way, somehow beat the Saints on Sunday. We going down there for the sweep.
Jeff Wilson, Alfred Jenkins. You're right, Jeff. Alfred Jenkins and Wallace Francis. They were kind of a duo, but you're right.
Jeff Wolf knows his Falcon football too. Swole's in the chat. I was watching Bucs podcast. They are mad as hell at Kurt calling him culture vulture. We trash. I think they're talking about, probably Kurt's pregame speech. We grind, we grind, we strike, we grind, we strap, we fight, no cap, we walk in your trap, take over your trap. Kurt got bars.
Yeah,
Kurt got bars for days, Terry.
I mean, he's trying to win, man. I mean, he's not a culture vulture. I mean, see, man, y'all need to stop with that.
Terry, has Kurt single-handedly become one of the fan favorites here in Atlanta? Has Kurt been the quarterback we've been missing for years?
I believe so. Let me tell you something. Kirk is a very smart, very intentional man. Very smart. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You're doing your interview from Waffle House.
He did that. He knows why he did that.
Right, but I'm saying he's very intentional, right?
I'd love for him to do his next game after beating the Cowboys from the Magic City parking lot. I honestly would love to see him do that.
With some lemon pepper chicken wings. Love it.
It's Kirktober.
But I wouldn't say he's a culture vulture because he's genuine. He's trying to win. He's trying to be a part of the city. Plus, his wife is from here, right? Mm-hmm. So it's not like he's going to a new city and trying to, I don't know, do some sort of insurgency. His wife is from here. It's not like he hasn't been coming to Atlanta. It's not like he doesn't know Atlanta. So, stop it with the whole culture vulture thing. Miss me with that, man. Miss me with that. That's another one from the young folks. Miss me with that. I love that saying. Anyway, go ahead, Jack.
T. Will Kirktober, NFC offensive player of the week. Carved up the Bucs 2 times this month. I think it was one of the first Falcons quarterback to have 8 touchdowns against the Bucs.
Mm-hmm.
I think he was. Kurt's already setting records. You know, there's a record for anything. They had a record for how many steps he took the other day at the game. Like Kurt took 1,000 steps before he threw the ball. Like, God damn, there's a record for everything. It's ridiculous.
It is. It is. Analytics are just crazy, man. They're just crazy. But hey,
How fast can you tie his shoes? We'll give him an award for that. Jesus Christ.
I don't know. But Kirk's doing it, man. Kirk's doing it. Kirk is doing it. So we're 5-3. And that was a great game, man. It was I tell you what, I got to give a big shout out to Mr. Jesse Bates because he willed that defense to play.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He punched out the fumble, recovered it, made a fantastic interception. I can't even put that interception on Baker or whatever because it was such a great play. It was such a great. I mean, you could say maybe he underthrew it a little bit, but Jesse goes up, full extension, catches the ball, comes down, pops it in his chest. And you know what? With AJ, the other interception, that was all
ball hawk skills.
Well, no, that was Jesse Bates' influence because I've never seen AJ do that, right?
You want to know what's funny? I'm calling out the play in the stands as AJ's talking to Jesse. If you go back and look at the play is snap, before it snapped, AJ's talking to the safety about what's going on. 10 seconds later, interception AJ.
Yeah. And the reason I say that is he baited Baker into doing that. So you got 2 receivers coming out. You got 1 receiver going to the post. AJ makes a move like he's going to the post, then turns around because he's watching the ball come in the air, turns around and picks it off. I've never seen AJ do anything like
it. It looks like me when I'm playing Madden. For anybody that wants to challenge me, that's how it looks when you think you're trying to play up against me. You think you got somebody open. Damn, Jack Spader intercepted the ball. Yeah, but big shout out to Jesse. Big shout out to D. Offer, too, as well. He was not only mic'd up for the game, but D. Offer was in there putting in work. Somebody else we got to give a big shout out to, Terry, and you might have to agree on this. Richie Grant for filling in for Justin Simmons, too, as well. You know, with Justin being added to the team this year, you know, it's probably going to be a lot fewer snaps for Richie. But Richie stepped up in a major way, right? So big shout out to Richie Grant for helping out that backfield, too, as well. Because that secondary, Terry, they're looking good this year.
Yes,
now we got to go. Now we got to go to something else, Terry. That pass rush is still not getting there, Terry. And I have to ask, are we possibly going to make a move? Now, there was a report from Jesse Palmer, James Palmer, somebody who reports on NFL transactions and what's going on, that the Falcons could possibly, Terry, you saw the report today, the Falcons could possibly make a move for a pass rusher. I quickly went to post on Twitter after seeing that, give me Trey Hendrickson from the Bengals, right? And I don't know who could be available outside of the names that we've already heard. People said Max Crosby, Zacharias Smith from the Browns. Apparently he wasn't at practice today for the Browns. So people was thinking, oh, there's a trade happening. Maybe that can happen. But for me, I say Trey Hendrickson would be a guy to look at from the Bengals. Has ties with Jesse Bates. He could definitely fit in with this defense. Has ties to Terry from being down in New Orleans too as well. But if you have a guy like Trey on your team, you can do some numbers. But I think with Raheem mentioning today that they're going to get better on the pass rush, and he's looking at this defense as stepping up in a major way over the next upcoming games. I think Raheem is very confident that this pass rush can get going before they have to pull the plug. Now, Terry, they have until next Wednesday to pull the plug on a pass rusher. And wouldn't it just hurt the Aints' feelings after Carolina beats them that we randomly go get a star pass rusher to go in here and just put them out of their misery down there in New Orleans? Just imagine if we bring back Trey Hendrickson. Just imagine if we get Trey Hendrickson and we're heading to New Orleans next week to go put the whooping on the Saints. They're going to be pissed. They're already on a 6-game losing streak. They're already horrible. The crawfish etouffee don't even taste the same. The price done went up on the crab cakes. It is looking bad down there in New Orleans. Life without Drew is not the same, Terry. That deserves a wow.
That's a wow. Spencer Rattler is
How did the Hawks let the Wizards score 133 points? We talked about this.
Bro, I don't. We'll talk about it Friday, but geez, man. Well, the Hawks got a lot of injuries, man. You know, they got a lot of injuries, but whatever. What are we talking about? Spencer Rattler is in a word, awful.
Shit,
Awful.
that's tough.
Well, to be fair, I think what both of his receivers are down, but
I mean, to be fair, I mean, I'm glad the Saints are bringing back the paper bags.
he's
That's
been
pretty cool.
he's been pretty bad, sir. Like you see some of those plays, it's like Mariota 2.0, bro. It's like I'm gonna run around. I'm gonna like he had one where he fumbled it and he had like it's just bad, man. It's just bad. It's bad. So I mean, I don't know. Like they say, it's not where you start, it's where you finish. But he's not off. The young man is not off to a good start. So, um, which makes Falcon fans happy. I mean, anytime there's Saints misery, there's usually Falcon happiness. The two accompany each other. So all's
It's
well.
working out well so far this year. After the first, this is why next year, Terry, we're going to talk about this. Let's not go into the season with the high expectations and they're going to play this team and they got this roster is going to look like this.
Uh-huh.
Terry, the Saints were 2-0 with the highest scoring team in the league
Mm-hmm.
without the injuries. They
Mm-hmm.
had every player out there on that field. And then after the Cowboys, it was just like 6-game losing streak.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't feel bad for them.
No, me neither. But I don't want to be them ever. But I mean, bro, look, it's not easy to win in the NFL, and there are so many variables and traits that uh, contribute to winning. And it's crazy, man. It's crazy. But
What do you think were what do you think was some of those variables and traits on Sunday for the Falcons Bucks? Because they knew what they were heading into. They knew what they had to do to go down there and sweep the Bucks,
mm-hmm,
outrunning the South. I mean, Terry, let's get straight into it. I mean, Cowboys coming up on Sunday. We have days to talk about that, but Falcons Bucks. I gotta know, man. Like, what is up with this team that has this feeling like, this could be the team to get us over the hump? I mean, Terry, we're talking playoffs because you just swept the Bucs. You was on a 3-game winning streak early in the season, right? Your hardest part of the schedule, I think you dealt with in the beginning half. Like, Terry, we're on a roll here. We're actually looking good. The people are talking about us,
mm-hmm.
right? Like, Terry, what is the traits that you saw on Sunday that help us beat the Bucs, man?
Well, I think we were able to stay poised.
Mm-hmm.
I think we were able to stay poised.
Mm-hmm. The
Really,
4th and 1 definitely showed a lot of poise. I'll tell you that right now.
well, the 3rd and 14 and Kirk getting his Michael Vick on showed a lot of poise. Hey, shout out to Kirk for that, man. Go ahead and get your
The Achilles is fine. The Achilles is fine. That joke had Tampa Bay fans kind of pissed in Tampa. I turned around like the Achilles is fine, people. Trust me. $100 million. But yeah, Terry.
I mean, hey man, that scramble was everything, bro. I'm watching the play and he drops back and I'm like, oh shit, he's running. And I'm like, what are you doing?
The
Go,
first pump fake
go.
was like, oh, here comes the throw. Then the second pump fake was like, here comes the slide. And then none of that happened. It was just like Kirk in open field. And I said, somebody protect him. Somebody get in front of him.
Keep doing.
Throw the flag.
Keep going. Keep going.
Do something.
And then he goes down, and I'm like, holy cheese balls. Wait a minute. He almost got it. And then we go for it on 3rd. We don't get it. And then I'm like, oh, no,
yeah.
Falcons.
But Kirk gave his all.
And then we go for it with a quarterback sneak. Are you kidding me?
Let me tell you something. I did not expect that because I'm sitting there in the stands and watching. I'm like, are you going to try to you're going to draw them off sides? You already noticed you can back Koo up 5 yards. Remember, Terry, we talked about this in the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
Koo just made the blaster against the Saints a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
You can do this, Koo. You know you can make a 53, 54, 55 yard. You can do this. So a 48 yard or 47, that shouldn't be easy for you. We're going to try to get them to jump off sides. If they don't jump, then we're going to go ahead and take the false start, push us back, or delay of game, push us back 5 yards. Cool, you can make the kick from 45, 47. Mm-hmm. No, that wasn't the call. The call was 4th and 1. Kirk, go ahead and do it.
Let's do it.
Terry, go ahead.
And we did it. But I think the key to victory was pause. Because the one thing I'll say about the 2024 iteration of the Falcons is that we would have lost so many of these games last year. I cannot tell you how many of these games last year that first Tampa Bay game where we had to come back and everything had to be in sync.
The
You know,
Philly game
the Philly game
in Philly,
in Philly. Um,
Monday night.
Right. So this team has poise. This team is not afraid. I think our formula for winning is look it. We're going to come out. We're going to slow play you on offense. If you score after 15 plays, great. If you don't, great. It's going to take you 15 plays to get there. We're going to
Over
give
there
up.
play watching now. Okay.
Right. We're going to give up 14 points in the first half. We're going to come out in the second half after we've adjusted our defense. We're going to stop you. We're only going to give you 10 points. We're going to kick your ass, and we're going to score more than what you do.
And we might get a sack.
And we might, yeah. Well, there's it. And honestly, if you want the truth, I feel like we need to go and get two pieces. We need a big ugly in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
We need a big ass 352-pound monster that you're not going to run on and occupies 2 blocks. We need that, and we need a pass rusher.
It was too much Bucky Irvin on Sunday. Like, even watching the game, I'm telling Bucs fans, or I'm even telling Falcon fans sitting around me, oh, check down. Oh, check down. Oh, K. Dotton. Oh, check down. Oh, Bucky Irvin. Oh, check down. Oh, Bucky Irvin. Oh, K. Dotton. Oh, check down. Oh, Bucky Irvin. Oh, check. Where was the receivers?
They weren't open.
He went to the receivers like the second half. He realized, oh, you're still out here, Palmer? Oh, you're still out here, whoever the other guy's name is?
I think they made adjustments at halftime.
Bro, I was sitting there watching, like, I know they're not going to go down here and beat us with him checking down to Bucky Irvin and the other backup. And
yeah. Well, they kept running K. Dotton on angle routes, and nobody was.
Because they remember what K. Dotton did to us last year too, as well.
Yeah, they kept running him on angle routes,
and it was National Tight End Day too, as well. Kyle Pitts made sure of that.
Yes, he did. Yeah, and can we talk about Kyle? Kyle. Hey, man,
stiff arm Kyle.
I'm gonna tell you like this, Kyle. That ball needs to be high and tight, buddy. High and tight, like this, at your chest.
I'll say this.
If you're running to this sideline, ball needs to be in this hand. High and tight, Kyle, not hanging it out like a loaf of bread. Okay?
I'll say this, Terry. I'm in the stadium, and the only thing I did not want to see was the side view. They kept showing the view where Kyle's crossing the plane, and the ball is in his hand with it going back. Yeah. I wanted that. If they would have showed the side view in the stadium from the pylon, that would have been ugly. Maybe that's what the ref saw. Maybe that's not what the ref did not see.
I don't know.
What I was hoping was that they did not show the side view, because it looked like he fumbled the ball.
It looked like the ball came out before he crossed the plane. And I do not ever want to see that impersonation of Ritter again, Kyle.
Wow.
Stop it.
Wow.
Stop
Small
it.
Hills in the chat, the Birdcage LLC in the chat. Don't forget, bye week is coming up. We have a lot of shows happening for bye week. There's going to be a lot of special guests. I'd love to have the Birdcage join us too as well during our bye week special. I know Ryan has been over there. Terry's getting all the special guests. I mean, we're cooking over here on One Time for the Fan, but now I got to ask Terry, like, Terry, could you reach out to somebody for me? Like, goddamn, like you just know everybody. But that's what One Time for the other day he had the Water Boys on. Like, the Water Boys is on over there. Like, what is going on? I mean, I'm sure Harry Douglas is on over there. Like, goddamn, Terry. Like, I want to be in that chat. Can I join that chat? Goddamn.
Hey, man. You're welcome anytime. You're welcome.
Hey, there's a lot of Falcon content creators out here. The Birdcage LLC is one of them. Make sure you guys check out the channel over at the Birdcage LLC.
Ryan is. Let me tell you, Ryan is a wealth of knowledge. Ryan is young, but he knows more than me. A lot more than me. Like Ryan is, he's phenomenal, man. He's like
he's the historian,
literally. But he's so young, but he knows. You know what I mean? He's. Ryan's a good dude, man. I'm sorry, Jack. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
Bro. No, you're good, man. You're good. This is what it's all about. We're talking about Falcon fans. Being Falcon fans. Everybody's feeling good right now. Terry, how are you feeling at 6-3? Terry, it's been years.
Yeah.
Terry, we're not talking 2021, 2022, Terry. We're not talking last year, Terry. Terry, we're talking about BC. We're talking about before COVID.
Yeah, 2016.
Shut up, Siri.
Yeah.
We're talking about before COVID. Talking about BC. Talking about 2016 BC, before COVID.
Crazy.
Terry, how are you feeling? How are you driving to work? Are your Falcon flags flying? Are you wearing more Falcons gear during your day? Are you buying more Falcons merch? Are you preparing for a run that you know could possibly lead to the play? How are you feeling at 6-3? Every Falcon fan in the chat, I'm catching up to the comments. So I put them on the screen. How are you feeling at 6-3? Is your swag different? Does the cereal in the morning taste different? How are you feeling, Derek?
The cereal
talk.
The cereal definitely tastes better. I'm cautiously optimistic, right? Because I realize the margin of victory is so small. It's literally inches. They call it a game of inches for a reason. Hey, as we saw on Sunday, right? With a certain Hail Mary pass, your fortunes can change. And can we talk about that for a second?
I mean,
that was a perfect analogy. You got the quarterback over here talking shit to the fans. You got what's his name? What's Washington's quarterback name?
Jaden Daniels.
Jaden Daniels just running around forever like, did I leave a pizza in the oven? No? Did I play the power bill? Oh, hold on. Let me run over here. Wait a minute. Damn, I gotta call my mom. Is she supposed to come over for dinner Saturday? I don't know. Hold on. Let me run over here. And then finally he chucks it up there. And the cornerback who's over on the sideline talking shit to the fans realizes, hey, I got to run over here, runs up and commits the cardinal sin. Guys, everybody from Pop Warner, your coach always tells you, what do you do on a Hail Mary? You knock it down.
Knock it down, man.
Knock it down. And what does he do? He tips it behind him. And it was an unbelievable sequence, Jack. It was unbelievable. Touchdown right there. You talk about going from sugar to sugar honey iced tea, working on my cussing. Wow, man. Wow. That was wow. You know what? And I say that to say the game that we were in should not have gotten to the point that it was a Hail Mary.
So the crazy thing about this, and this goes back to the Panthers game. What was the score of the Panthers game? 38-20?
Yeah.
Because
I think it was 38-20.
Remember we talked about this? You know you could have scored 2 more times, right? You know there's a pick six that we left off the board, right?
Yeah, but that's
we were driving down the field when Ray fumbled that ball, right? We was getting ready to score again.
Yeah.
Let's go to the Bucs game, the 500-yard game. You know we could have went for 600 yards or more, right?
Yeah.
Well, let's go to the game Sunday. The Mooney catch in the end zone.
Yeah.
When the Bucs cornerback knocked it down.
Yeah.
That could have been a touchdown.
Yeah.
Easily, because Mooney that was a great route by Mooney. He was on it, and the Bucs defender played it well.
Yeah.
Let's go to that fumble from Bijan Robinson out the end zone. Who knows on that drive what could have happened? Koo's kick too as well. Let's go to Bijan Robinson's run that they called back from a hold. That was a touchdown.
Yeah, it was.
We could have single-handedly dominated the Bucs on Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm giving you plays that we honestly could have scored off of.
Yeah.
On Sunday. And there was a they went for it on 4th and 3 early, but there was a 4th and 2, I think, in the 3rd or 4th quarter. They decided not to go for it. Hell, you went for the 4th and 3 in the 1st quarter. Go for that one too. Our offense is clicking in the right direction. I think Zach Robinson, I think he got it.
I think
he knows what he's working with. I think he knows how to use his weapons. Pitts was used early. Bijan was used early. Hearing what Kirk said about Tyler today made me feel good about having a running back like Tyler Algier. Now I'm worried that Tyler Algier might not be a Falcon for long.
I don't think you have to worry about that.
If that contract comes up, man, and a team sees Tyler as, bro, let me tell you something. We ain't got to split no runs with no other back but you. We can make you the prime back. A lot of people want to get that role. Running backs don't last long in this league if you're young and you got a chance to be the starting back, getting 20, 30 carries, and you want that. I mean, I was looking on the sideline there, and, of course they know how to work together. It's chemistry. But it looks like, there's plays where I'm sure Bijan wants to be in, and I'm sure there's plays where Tyler wants to be in. Right? But you see what's going on in Dallas. That two-headed monster with Zeke and Pollard, remember that? That was great up until the point where we can't keep both.
That's true.
But Bijan, people know he's electric. Tyler's bowling ball. I want teams to build that kind of like that Laker run, like how the Celtics had with KG and Garnett and Rondo and Miami with the Heat. I want the team to stay here, right? You see the stats with Drake and Mooney. They're the duo. They're the wide receiver duo leading the league in yards. Bro, when was the last time we had your number 1 receiver and your number 2 receiver leading the league in the yards together as a duo.
It's been a minute, man.
Man, come on here. Like, we need these players here for a long. This is clicking. You need this. You want Drake here next year and the year after. You need Kyle here. This team could win a Super Bowl.
They could. We have Tyler through 2025, so he's not
2025, so he's good for next year. I'm sure when the contract comes up. But Terry, that his production has now. You're not paying him no small money. You finna pay Tyler. You finna pay him. If it been on a little small check when it's time to go ahead and give him that contract, Terry, next year you gotta pay that man to keep him here
or trade him.
We don't want to do that. We don't want to do that.
No, I don't want to, but you know, you
Falcon
still
fans,
in Kyle's contract up this year, or is it Kyle Pitts?
I think it's what is it next year?
Let's find out.
Oh, it's this year. Yeah, it's this year. Who's this? Falcons urge to reunite.
We have an option. We have an option next year. So yeah, so Kyle and Algier, their free agent year is 2026. You keep both? I don't know. I don't see. And Dixon Way said this. Dixon Way said, "Don't be surprised if they trade Algier." Looking at this, it's possible because you got Kyle and Algier coming up in the same walk year. Now they may not trade him this year, but next year or this offseason, it could happen.
I'd love to see that two-headed monster back for a while. We haven't even got a chance to really see Jace yet. I know Avery Williams has been back there on special teams, but when the two-headed monster is working as well as it is now, and then to hear Kurt's comments too as well. Big shout out to Crinsman Huntsman, William, Amy, Ramel, everybody in the chat. To hear the comments from Kurt today, just made me feel good about, like I said, having a guy like Tyler Algier there because, he's your number 2 running back, right? He's there to help and support and what they got going on with Bijan being that number 1. But Tyler is holding his own right now, right? And man, you heard what Kirk said. When you got a running back that can give you, 1 yard that can turn to 2 or 3 easily, it really helps your offense, right? Like you can start off on 1st and 10, hand off to Tyler. Now you're at 2nd and 3. Right, Tyler's a bowling ball. He's a monster in the backfield, right? And I'm gonna say, man, another Terry draft pick, man, that is out there balling, right? And big shout out once again to Eddie Goldman, man, because Eddie's still out there balling. Eddie Goldman, man. I know we don't talk about him a lot, since he's made the team, but hey, man, I saw Eddie out there on that run defense, man. He was stuffing some zones, some gaps, man. But he was making it hard for Bucky Irvin at times too, as well. Zach Harrison, I think Damone Harris, who's got some snaps out there. Judon, I'm just waiting for that explosiveness from Judon, man. I'm waiting for him to get off the line and really get out there and get some sacks because the Judon that we saw in New England in prior years, the Judon we're seeing right now. But then again, Terry, they're really going up there on just pressing 4, right? I think they send blitz like once or twice. It sounded like pressure with D Alford once. I think there was another one that they sent with either Nate Lamont or Caden Ellis, but didn't get the Baker. Didn't work. Then they went back and just straight played zone. But Terry, that team, there's something about these Falcons, man. Right? I know he's giving us that 2016 feeling because we're winning again, but Terry, if you look around the NFL, even in the power rankings, Falcons have went up in the power rankings. I think we're like a top 10 team on most people's board right now, right? And the percentage of us making the playoffs I saw the other day was like over 70%. Terry, I'm going to prepare for this because this is possibly going to happen, that we're going to win this division, that everything that Raheem said at the beginning of the year, Terry, is going to happen. Raheem is standing on business, is he not?
He is, but you got to go and get a pass rusher at the deadline. I'm almost at the point you need a big ugly to go along with him.
7 sacks on the year, turn.
Yeah, you need a pass rusher, but you need a big ugly because honestly, I don't think Grady is fully healthy yet. I don't. So you need looking at these free agents. Draco is a free agent in 2027. So
Mm-hmm.
you got Kyle Algier 2026. You got Draco 2027. You ain't keeping everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So if we're looking at it, we got a 2-year window, right? We got this year, next year. Oh my god! That's oh boy.
Is that yak in there? You got the cognac in there? I thought it was water.
Mm.
You good, Terry?
Yeah, I'm good.
One time for the fan. As Terry goes and resets for just a minute.
Sorry,
You good, bro?
I swallowed a gnat.
Oh my Jesus Christ.
I swallowed a gnat.
Oh my gosh.
I
Terry,
swallowed a gnat.
Terry, like you're out there living in the country, man. Remember that journalist? Remember that journalist out there trying to do the report out there, and I think he was in Macon or Augusta? He's like, goddamn flies, damn mosquitoes. Tired of coming out here in this country ass town.
Oh my god. Oh wow.
Hey man, you feeling good though?
All right.
You
Woo.
feeling good?
I'm feeling better now. Oh
Hey,
my
we're good, man. We're good talking Falcons football.
god.
Falcon fans, hit that like, hit that share, hit that subscribe button, and hit 911 for Terry, just in case.
Oh my god.
T Will,
Yeah.
Falcons outrunning the South, man. It's possible. It looks like it might happen. You could go and beat the Saints next week and sweep two of your division rivals. And I'm thinking by that Carolina game, that should be the game that Michael Penix plays. You could beat Carolina that game too as well. Terry, we can go 6-0 in this division. Terry, is it possible?
It is possible. I would say it's more than possible. It's likely. Well, you know what? Let me shut up. It's possible. It's extremely possible. Look at the Saints are a dumpster fire right now. They're wrecked with injuries.
Mm-hmm.
Probably going to end up firing Dennis. What's their coach?
Dennis Allen.
Probably going to end up firing Dennis Allen. And quite candidly, the Panthers are a college team, so we probably are going to outrun the South. The question is, what are we going to do going forward for the playoffs? That's what I'm looking at. When we face the Minnesotas of the world, when we face the Washingtons of the world, we need a pass rush. Mobile quarterbacks.
Well, the funny thing about it is you got to play Washington at the end of the season, so you might get a chance to see a potential playoff opponent. I think, Terry, the team to look for right now, the people talking about the Lions, Terry, they're on fire.
Yeah, they are. They're a good team. They're a good team. But guess what? In 98, the Vikings were on fire. And they were the team that beat everybody. But you know what? They didn't beat us,
This is what
buddy.
I'm talking about right here. This is what I'm talking about with Terry from the past, man. Terry can tell you about some Falcon stats. Get him, Terry.
They didn't beat us. They didn't. And we went up to Minnesota and we hung in there. You know what I mean? And it was a tough game. It was a tough game. But at the end of the day, when the smoke cleared, the Falcons were victorious. We went to the Super Bowl. Now, we didn't win it. Whatever. The point is, any team, the Lions are a great team. They play great. They play tough. But you give my Falcons a pass rush with that secondary, I'll take them up against anybody. I really will. So.
Falcon fans, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Zay in a bag. Big shout out to Zay in the bag. There's a lot of Falcon fans that's about to be on this podcast real soon, man. I'm going to reach out to some fans. Got a lot of special guests coming up here soon. I know fans love what we have going on here with One Time for the Fan, and people have hit me up about, Jack, could you do this? Jack, could you do this? T-Will would be great if he does this. We want to make sure every fan knows that One Time for the Fan is from the fan. It's for the fan. That's why we do this. In our new time slot, 9 p.m. on Wednesdays. New time slot, 9 p.m. on Wednesdays. We still have the breakfast with One Time for the Fan Friday mornings at 9-ish, around that time, 9:15 or so. And then we have our Sunday night shows, which you can see is kind of all over the place because if it's home games and we're winning, Terry knows I'm at the spot. I'm lit. And if it's away games and we're winning, Terry knows I'm down there at the city and I'm lit. So that's why you got to check out For My ATL Sports, man, because Terry goes live damn near. It could be 4 a.m. Terry's live. It could be breaking news. Terry's live. That's why it's good to have Terry on the team here because Bodie has a lot going on, and he's going to be coming back here to the show soon. So big shout out to Carrie too as well, because Carrie, as you can see, Carrie was on the podcast. She was on For My ATL Sports recently.
She was.
Terry.
She
So
was.
big shout out to Carrie. She has a lot going on too as well. I saw Carrie in Tampa for like 20 minutes. Right, she was with her family too as well. So big shout out to her family. But thank you all, man, for just supporting One Time for the Fan. It's good. It's great to see people here in the chat that I've been seeing for about a year and a half now, since the beginning, right? So big shout out to everybody and all the content creators too as well. This is a fun time to be a Falcons fan. You can see from the videos that I've posted on Instagram. You can see from the conversations and everything that we talk about on Twitter and social media. Fans are having a good time being a Falcon fan, right? You shouldn't be down being a Falcon fan. We're winning. The team is looking good. I understand the defensive line ain't getting the sacks and the team's not generating enough sacks, but still, we're in first place. We just swept the Bucs. The Saints are trash. The Panthers are trash. The next 4 or 5 games favors us, right? Like we need to go out there to the Bend Sunday and really show up in numbers. Because Terry, did you see the tickets for the game Sunday?
I did not.
Terry, the price to walk into the Bend Sunday is around, now this is for a single ticket. I saw them for around $360. Now, some fans said they got theirs for like $280, I think on TickPick, or $290 for one ticket, not two.
What
But
section?
I have no idea. I have no idea. I know a fan of mine, I'm not going to say who it is, but a friend of mine said he caught some tickets for about $280 on TickPick. But if you go to Ticketmaster, which is the most verified, trusted source for tickets, Terry, 2 tickets in the 300 level at the cheapest point that I saw was around $640 to walk into the Benz on Sunday. So if you got money, you're going to go watch the Falcons and the Cowboys on Sunday at the Benz. Now, if you're out there trying to use Afterpay to play for them, good luck. But go ahead and enjoy yourself this weekend, wherever you're going to be, to watch the game. Turn up. Don't forget, Georgia has a big game this weekend too against the Florida Gators down there, and I believe in Jacksonville. Big shout out to William Amy. Said, I'm not going to this Dallas game. William Amy said, too much for that ticket. This is the season that we talked about before it started. A lot of season ticket holders are going to be like, man, I can make some good money on them. See, Terry, the 100 level, they were going for like $1,100, $1,200 for one ticket. Like, you're not walking up in that Benz, you know what I'm saying, paying some $50 ticket. That's why we talked about this too.
Mm-hmm.
The fans who were complaining when the tickets were cheap and the team wasn't winning. I'm not going to pay to see a team lose. I'm not going to pay $20 for food and $10 for the MARTA and go see my friends from social media. They don't want to do that. The team was losing. Terry, now that the team is winning, it's $600 plus for 2 tickets to walk up in that Benz to go watch your team win, because we have a winning team right now. So you can't complain about that. You had your point. You had your chance to go into the Benz and turn up and shout out to the season ticket holders that's been there since 2017, right? That's been there, that we haven't had a playoff game, right? That we haven't had a winning season. Like, there's some season ticket holders, man, we paid thousands of dollars every year and the team wasn't winning, but we still represented by going in that Benz. Shout out to all the fans who did the same thing too as well by going up in the Benz, during these times, because it was a rough time being a Falcons fan. Y'all know it. It was a rough time. But Falcon fans, hit that like, hit that share, hit that subscribe button. Terry's good. Terry's good. He'll be right back. You just text me. It said Karina Atkins in the chat. I'll be in the Dirty Bird nest cheering on my Falcons. Big shout out to the Dirty Bird nest. It's going down at home this Sunday. Big shout out to Big Tigger too. Tigger be keeping y'all lit over there in the nest. And that's a great feeling, because Atlanta swag, Atlanta culture, Atlanta vibe is unmatched. I went to Tampa Sunday and there was no swag surfing. I mean, there was no vibe. It was just, we are the Bucs. This is the pirate ship, and fire the cannon. That's all it was. That's all it was. So Falcon fans, It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great to be there at the Benz on Sunday. William Amy said $500 for a ticket to walk up in that game. Hey man, people are going to be there. I can guarantee you that. Lisa Shepard said, "Can't wait to get back in the Benz." I definitely can't wait to get back in there. Ramel said that neck of my boy effed up. Yo, that deserves a wow. Get the wow ready. Where you at, Ramel? Hit him with them. Falcon fans in the chat, hit that like, hit that share, hit that subscribe button. LaMarcus Boyd is doing a great job over there on the West Coast, representing for that Falcons fan base over there on the West. LaMarcus, remember, you're on the clock. You're on the clock real soon. Why? Because the Falcons gonna be coming to Arizona again, and I know how you represented for the Rise Up Tour fan club last year, with everything that we had to do this year in Arizona. LaMarcus, when we go back this time, we're gonna do it bigger. We're gonna do it better, man. I promise you. Big shout out to all the fans who traveled too as well to all the away games. Got some information for you. Football on Saturday, and then football on Sunday. Atlanta United. Come on now. We need you to get this dub. You got to get the dub on Saturday so that way you can be 1-1 in the series. So you can head on back to Miami and go get the dub. Go surprise these folks in the MLS, right? They counted you out. You won the last game. The other teams that needed to lose. You made the playoffs. Now go out there and beat Miami, Atlanta United. I might even go to the game Saturday, so I might even check into that. Big shout out to all the Falcon fans. Once again, it's going to be at the Benz on Sunday. LaMarcus Boy said, AZ, baby. Lisa Shepard's in the chat. Well, did you copy your Outcast Falcons hoodie? I love Atlanta. I love the Falcons, and I love Outcast. Now, Lisa Shepard, you know I caught my Atlanta Falcons hoodie. So, big shout out. What's up?
I said, you know he did. We know.
Oh, man, come on now. There's some fans that wasn't really feeling the design. I saw some people commenting about it and talking about it, but that's just Atlanta. Atlanta's just Outcast. You know what I'm saying? Outcast is Atlanta. So big shout out to the Falcons for putting that together. If they have anything else they can do this year, I'd love to see the Falcons put out their ugly sweaters for the winter season, because I want to go ahead and grab as much Falcons merch as I can, Terry, because this team is winning, and I know what happens when this team wins. People go out there and start buying up the merch. The price goes up on the merch, and don't let this team reach the playoffs or the Super Bowl again. Well, I told y'all won't even be able to find a piece of merch in this city. Karina Atkins said, or Arizona, I can't wait. Last year was amazing. Big shout out to Karina Atkins in the chat. Terry, about to go ahead and start wrapping up this show here, because we do have another podcast Friday morning, Breakfast with One Time for the Fan. And T Will, I want to give a big shout out. Hold on, let me go ahead and put this up here on the screen. I want to give a big shout out to everybody from the Rise Up Tour fan club that took the bus down to Tampa. Terry, when I tell you about these bus trips, Terry, I tell you about these bus trips, man. Now, I was down there a little bit early. I was down there the day before to celebrate my birthday and hang out with some friends too as well in the Tampa area. But once again, the Rise Up Tour fan club continues to just go above and beyond, man. So big shout out to everybody that was on the bus heading down to Tampa. And Terry, like I said, if the Panthers go out there and beat those Saints on Sunday, next week in New Orleans, man, you're talking about a team that is heading down to New Orleans for the sweep. A team that is heading down to the Bayou to bust that ass, belt to ass, as they say, or as these young folks say. Do they say that in your school? I don't want to say. Do they say that in your school? Belt to ass.
Put the ass, don't they? Don't they say
He knows it, and he's in doggone fifth grade. So yeah, they say it now. So it's happening. The parade on Bourbon is going down November 9th. Parade starts at 2 p.m. New Orleans Police Department has reminded us that you need to be in formation for this parade. Wait a minute. The police department? Yes, because we do things legitly. That's how we do it. We have a good time, man. But the parade on Bourbon, you see this little button right here where you can scan and donate? Make sure you scan and donate to the cause for the parade. I believe we're giving away, I think it's a $500 gift card? Is it Delta? I can't remember. I know we're giving away something for everybody who donates. So you get a chance to win some prizes too as well. But Falcon fans, Falcon fans, Falcon fans, if you're heading down to New Orleans, the parade starts at 2 p.m. You have to be in formation by 1:30, 1:45. You'll see everything roped off. Wait, roped off? Wait, y'all blocking the streets? Wait, what? Yes. Bring your Falcon signs, bring your Falcon flags, bring your Falcons gear. You can wear whatever you want, Falcons related. Don't be no Saints fan trying to jump up in there because guess what? Get your ass up out of here. You ain't supposed to be in there. But we're gonna have a great time. It's about having fun. The Falcons are in first place. The team is looking good, and the Aints are ass. So we're gonna go down there and put belt to ass on Bourbon Street Saturday. The party is going down in the major way too as well. We'll explain that Sunday. We'll explain that Friday morning. And then I hate to say it, but fans that were asking about the train ride down to New Orleans, both trains are sold out. So if you want to get on that Pastor Troy train, heading down to New Orleans, his train car is sold out for the Rise Up Tour fan club. And of course, our train car too as well for the Rise Up Tour fan club is sold out. Well, both of them is the Rise Up Tour fan club. I just want to let you know that everybody's gonna be having a good time. You got both cars heading down there, so it's a private setting. So anybody that wants to leave the second car and head to the first car, leave the first car, head to the second car, that's cool. But if you're in the seventh or the eighth car and you're trying to come up to the first, you can't do that. It doesn't work like that. Lisa Shepard said the Aints are a 3-day-old shrimp etouffee. I told you they raised the price on them crab cakes. The crab cakes looking like a goddamn meal right now, like $26 in most spots. For some of those places. And I like going back to, old Nola Crockery. Now, let me tell you something about New Orleans, and I'll explain New Orleans Friday, and we'll get into that hate week on Sunday after we beat the Cowboys. But New Orleans got food now. Now, they can cook. They got some restaurants. That country would say, yeah, they got some restaurants down there, Bo. So, it looked like a situation where, that's my country voice. I've been working on my country voice when we're playing golf.
And you know what? The great impression. Great.
Hey,
great.
Country knows football. And big shout out to Country, Big Little Country Sports, man. But hey, that's the homie, man.
8 out of 10 on the impression, by the way. 8 out of 10. We gave you an 8.
I hope I get an 8 out of 10 from him too as well on the impression, because I'm working on Terry. I've been working on your voice too as well. I'm gonna do that one Friday morning.
I can't wait. I probably won't sleep. I can't wait, man.
But for Falcon fans, head out there to New Orleans, man. We're gonna have a good time. If you're there Thursday, Friday, hit me up, man. If you play golf, man, hit me up. We're gonna have a golf game down there too as well. But big shout out to everybody over there at the Rise Up Tour fan club. Y'all do amazing things, man. Everybody from the fans to the board to everybody, man. So big shout out to you all. You can follow on X at One Time for the Fan at the bottom of the screen. You can see it. X, Twitter, whatever they call it now. Subscribe to the channel over there on YouTube. One Time for the Fan. On the IG, you guys saw a lot in Tampa. When I'm on the phone, I'm on the phone. I'm gonna be posting all day when I'm at these games. And we don't post on the Facebook page. We're not posting on the YouTube. We're posting it on the IG. There's a lot of people that don't go to these games, and they love to see. Those people hitting me up about the party Saturday night that we had with Crew Life, and they were like, "Man, y'all look like y'all having a good time, man. Y'all, the halftime photo that we took, everything that we do, we have a good time, and we want people to see that." So head on over to IG. One Time for the Fan, man. It's going down in a major way. The RiseUpTourFanClub.com. We got some information on some upcoming trips. The Vegas party is still lit. Vegas party is still alive. And I have that information again posted on Sunday. I got to get up out of here in a matter of minutes. But Terry, thank you for being a part of this show tonight, man. Former ATL Sports is doing amazing things over there, man. Give a shout out to the crew. Give a shout out to who you want to give a shout out to. And let's wrap this up so we can be back here Friday morning for some breakfast with One Time for the Fan.
Good deal. First and foremost, all my content. Well, first and foremost, the fans of this chat, thank you all. We do this for you. We appreciate you, and you make it fun, and you're the reason why we do it. So thank you for showing up. You could have been any other place in the world. Rise up, as my boy is, my partner is displaying the sign here. Rise up. But just want to thank you guys. You could have been anywhere in the world. You chose to spend this time with us. We want to thank you. We appreciate you. As Jack said, I can be found on For My ATL Sports One on YouTube, and we got a treat coming up for you Friday night. So I've done a couple of shows this week with my co-host Steve Ron. Lisa Shepard is also one of my co-hosts on For My ATL Sports One, and we got a treat coming up for you on Friday night, and that is, everybody on the Beard Gang and pretty much most of the folks on my channel really have an issue with um, what's our defensive coordinator?
Jimmy Lake.
Jimmy Lake. Really have an issue with Jimmy Lake. So this Friday, we're going to have a kind of like a 15-20 minute segment called The Trial of Jimmy Lake. We're going to actually put on a trial, okay, for his actions in his last game. And it should be fun. So I would invite you guys to check out the show. It's 7 p.m. Typically on Fridays, and For My ATL Sports One on YouTube. Please come like, share, and subscribe. Check us out. We'd love to have you. We're there Fridays, we're there Sundays, because as Jack said, we typically lit after a game.
Yeah, we lit.
And we're lit, Tito's. And then Monday mornings, we have our own Monday morning show. So come check us out. We'd love to have you. Again, shout out. Thank God. I thank God every day for life. Thank him every day for just everything. Appreciate him. And Mr. Jack Spade, Mr. Greg Parker, I gotta always thank you guys because you gave me my first start. So again, man, hey, as long as you keep inviting me, I'll keep coming back. I cannot thank you enough. With that, sir, I defer to you. Go right ahead.
Hey, big shout out to Kerry. Big shout out to Bodie.
Bodie.
Big shout out to T Will, man. Hey, big shout out to my crew, man. AOFC, man. We won this tournament the other night in this esports league. But we going crazy now, man. Who knows what's about to happen next? But yeah, I might have some esports tonight. So big shout out to all the crew and managers and players over there at the esports community. A lot of times they watch the podcast and don't want to check in because a lot of them are not Falcon fans. They're just fans of the podcast. But big shout out to everybody who does check in, man. Thank you. Shout out to my fam. Shout out to my friends. Shout out to everybody who represented with me for my birthday. If you told me happy birthday, if you sent a message, I even got some gifts from some fans too as well. Big shout out to the Rise Up Tour fan club for the cake. They tried to surprise me with a little surprise party. At first, I got the text from one of the board members. They're like, "Do you like cake?" Asking for a friend. Like, yeah, tell Thomas I do. Okay, tell him marble cake. All right, tell him what. Yeah, it's yeah. But big shout out to everybody from the Rise Up Tour fan club. You guys are great. But Falcon fans, we'll be back Friday morning, 9 a.m. Let's talk some Falcons football. Might have a special guest join us. If not, we'll still be here talking Falcons football. Let's talk Falcons Cowboys now. We talk Falcons Bucs. We swept their ass. Let's get them out of here. Let's talk Falcons Cowboys Friday morning. Sweepity. Let's talk Falcons morning. Let's talk Falcons football Friday morning. Let's talk about how we can find a way to beat the Cowboys on Sunday at the Benz. Big shout out to everybody. Once again, one time for the fan is from the fan and is for the fan. Big shout out to you all, y'all.